Welcome to another Unwinding with Fiber and Fabric. I have my red, white, and blue spin complete, and I'm ready to start with my yellow. I've decided I'm going to do a little carding, make these into rolags. In my last video, I shared a little bit about the spinning woolen and having the long draw with this. This is primarily, except for that little demonstration, it is a worsted spin. I'm going to do this a woolen spin. I think it'll be really lovely to do this in a fluffy long draw and easier on the body, at least for me, and might spin up a little faster. The long draw tends to be a little bit faster. So I thought I'd share this with you really quickly. It ended up, so this is from Merino Roving. It's 4 ounces, and it ended up being 280 yards of a 2-ply at fingering weight, 14 to 15 wraps per inch. I'll bring it forward so you can see. It's fairly consistent. Oops, my little wrapped around end here came undone. Let's tuck that back in so it doesn't come untwisted. It is pretty balanced. I finish my yarns by taking them and soaking them. Since I hand dyed this myself, I want to make sure that there is no excess dye still coming off of it. This one turned out beautifully set. No excess dye, no bleeding. What started out as a red, white, and blue ended up being a little bit on the plum. I'm actually rather pleased with it. When I started doing the 2-ply, it had a few sections that looked a little barber pole. That is when you have your 2 singles have enough contrast, you can really see one single versus the other up against each other. Let me see, there is, here, this is a good example of the barber pole. There we go. And I was a little concerned because while I don't have a problem with barber pole, I wasn't really sure I wanted that for this spin. But in the end, other than, again, a couple areas in which you have a bit more of a high contrast, a lot of it ended up really becoming much more, there's one, entirely muted together or a little bit more muted. Not as, there we go, here's another one. Not as much contrast, and so it is. It looks like a very plum yarn. It turned out much more appealing than I first anticipated. It. I had thought I would do a chain ply to do a 3-ply, and keep the colors separate. But I'm really glad that I did the 2-ply instead. This is a fiber I'm going to have no problem finding a use for. So that is done. I'll set that aside. I am going to start carding this yellow braid with my hand card. I decided I'm going to use my hand carders. There they are. I'm going to use my small ones. These are actually small cotton carders. Cotton cards is usually what they're actually listed as, not carders. It's more of they're hand cards. But we tend to get a little more relaxed in our language, and a lot of us just refer to them as carders. I decided to use them instead of a blending board or such, because what I want is that fluffy rolag that I created in my last video. If you haven't seen that, I have a playlist that has all of my Tour de Fleece, and I have a Tour de Fleece 2026 playlist as well. Additionally, you can find my son's videos because he is a collaborator and he has been dabbling with learning how to use some of the video software. So he's been using Tour de Fleece as a way to play around with the software. So the objective here isn't to card this fiber. This fiber is already well carded. The objective here is to just make fluffy, very, very fluffy rolags, opening up this roving and blending the colors, the hand-dyed colors, and then just turning it into this fat, plump, airy rolag. And then I have a bin over here that I will put it into. So it's a little bit of extra work right now, but it will make the spinning of the, it will make the spinning a very much more enjoyable for today type of spin. I want to do some long draw. I have spun over half of my fin sheep. I have spun my red, white, and blue and plied it, and I'm ready to have a long draw spin as opposed to I've been doing a lot of worsted short draw spin. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and work through this. I'm going to turn on the TV, turn on the air conditioning, put my hair up, and I'm going to continue recording. So I'll probably pop in at the end, maybe at the end of the carding or at some time in just a bit, but I'll give you a little bit of just me spinning to some music. So I will get involved. I'm gonna pause, go turn on all of the coolness, turn on the TV, and do just some comfy carding and enjoying a little bit of just unwinding this morning. So we'll see you at the end. So, the carding has been going really quickly. I split the braid down the center so that it was a little bit more manageable for me. And it has been going very, very quickly. A lot more quickly than I expected it to. You see that I have my hair pulled up. We have cooler temperatures this week than we did last week, and so that is really nice. However, it has been threatening to rain every day, and the humidity level is still pretty high. So I decided I had to have my hair up. I have no idea if it is in any way, shape, or form a fashion statement, and I'm not really caring. I'm clearly in my comfy clothes, but I still wanted to share with you a little bit of my carding, comfy carding. It has been, as I said, a lot more quickly, gone a lot more quickly than I anticipated. But it is a little bit humid up here without the AC on, and the hair down just wasn't working. So I have almost the entire braid carded into little fluffy rolags. My cats have been, my two young cats have been up here. We have a door going from this side of the house to the garage, and the apartment on the other side, there's another door. And now that we have some of the renovations done, we occasionally open up the doors and let the cats wander. Eventually there'll be a little bit more wandering, especially during the winter. But right now, they're not happy because one of the older cats is over visiting my son before he goes to work today. And the two younger ones have been jealous and protesting just a little bit. So this is the last of the fiber being carded. As I said at the beginning, I'm just doing this because this will make it so that I can do a long draw. I'll probably record some of that as well. But yeah, I find this is just the best prep for a woolen long draw spin. Fat little rolags done on carders. If you don't have hand cards, but you want to try something like this, there you can get dog slicker brushes. They're smaller than this, not quite as sturdy or heavy duty, but you can do the same kind of thing by just opening up the fibers that way. You can just open up the fibers like I showed in my last video. You can open up the fibers by hand and do the long draw from it. But this, I think it's been maybe a 30-minute total amount of time I've spent. This 30 minutes spent doing this really will make it a very relaxing spin when I sit down to spin this fiber. Maybe even later today, but not for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of unwinding with fiber and fabric, and I hope that you have a wonderful time spinning or watching others spin or knitting or just unwinding. Stay cool, stay happy, and we'll see you again soon.